All right, y'all. So I just wanted to touch on this interview a little bit with Norma Dumont. Bear with me, y'all. This pollen that did a number on me this weekend, just got into my system and got me feeling all stuffy now. Like, I don't feel sick or anything. It's just like when you inhale this pollen sometimes, when it gets into your body, it makes your body, you know, just start feel like it's trying to fight a cold or a virus off. Like, I don't feel sick or anything. It just makes me feel like, oh man, like I got that scratchy throat and like hoarse voice and everything like that. So hopefully it'll be gone in the next couple of weeks, or next couple of days. I want to be gone by tomorrow. But yeah, it's just one of those things, man. Like when the pollen season comes around and I just inhale it, then you start getting that feeling like, oh boy, here it goes. Am I getting sick? No, it's just all this pollen everywhere. So yeah, man. But I just wanted to touch on this interview here a little bit. I was just checking it out with Norma, and she talked about some interesting stuff here, man, that of course none of us knew about because it was personal, leading up to her fight with Irene Aldana. And it sucks that she had to go through this, man. It really does. After just seeing a little bit of this interview, though, and how she approached the fight and the outcome of the fight, I ain't gonna lie. At first, I was like, yeah, I feel sorry for Norma Dumont. But after just reading the article again and listening to the interview, I'm just like, you know what? I don't feel sorry for Norma Dumont. I actually feel sorry for her next opponent because Norma Dumont, she sounds like she's on a warpath right now. And as y'all can see, you see why. Norma Dumont's husband, longtime trainer, decided to do some dirt on her leading up to this fight with Irene Aldana. Almost threw off the whole vibe and everything. I mean, right here, she just said that he cheated on her after being married for 14 years, right around the time, she was preparing for this fight. Leading right up to a major fight, he decides, or she finds out now that he's cheating on her. But let me pull up the interview. This is how she said it in her own words. She said, what happened was, I found out a little bit before the fight that he was cheating on me. And this was on Ariel Wani's interview. So we went through the whole thing and got a divorce. It was before the fight. Matter of fact, about 3 weeks before the fight. This was a 14-year marriage. He was always my coach the entire time, but the fight was there and there was no time to change corners. There would be no time to adapt to somebody new. We didn't want to speak about it before the fight because we didn't want to overshadow the fight. The fight was really what was important. All right. And with that, we all know how the fight turned out. She pretty much outclassed Irene Aldana, put her on a masterclass with her jab, just fought a nice, calm, cool, collected, technical fight, right? So I had to give her a lot of credit for that. And, we didn't even know what she was going through, right? Had she maybe been a little bit more emotional, then we would have been like, oh, man, what's going on with her? But she actually fought a pretty good fight. So I have to say, look, Norma Dumont took it pretty well. I mean, of course, behind cameras, we never know what's going on. But I have to say that Norma Dumont gets my respect because she showed truly what a fighter's heart is. When you're a fighter, you live that fighter's lifestyle. I know it sounds harsh. There's a lot of things that you got to push to the side. I mean, this is just another type of situation where you have to overcome adversity, whether it's in the cage or out of the cage, and you keep working with what you got. You can't let something stop you, not even family. And that's the thing about being a fighter, whether it's, getting married, having kids, however you see it. Whenever you look at these other dedicated champions like Valentina and Wei Lee, they chose their path, right? Norma Dumont, she came in with her husband, and you see what he did to her. But at the same time, she said, all right, divorce, but let's keep it going, right? Let's keep it going. After this, we done. So you just have to find a way to adapt at the time, make that adjustment, and keep going. Fighters, they deal with sicknesses, injuries, even deaths in the family, and they still keep going. Buster Douglas, he lost his mom right before that Mike Tyson fight. He went in, and you saw what he was able to do, right? So fighters, they just have to fight through it. They just got to go through it just like us. But the thing is, this is their meal ticket. This is how they make their money. This is how they entertain. They sign the contract and they still have to show up. I mean, sometimes there could probably be a way out, but, when you see fighters like this, that they just say, okay, like somebody's trying to tear me down, I'm going to just translate it when I get into the cage. And Norma Dumont, to me, she just truly showed nothing was stopping her on her path to the belt. So whoever she fights next, they better watch out. They better watch out because how she handled Aldana, it wasn't emotional, but it was solid. How she kept her composure and she just dished out a beating on her. She just stayed calm and cold in there and just stayed on her game. So that just shows you right there that she's all business. In a way, it was like she's saying, hey, to her husband, hey, look at me. I'm focused. I don't need you. Look, I'm still in here doing work, busting this girl up. I wish it was you. That's probably how she was thinking. You cheated, but I'm still going to win this thing. So knowing that now, you're almost like Aldana kind of got off lucky. She kind of got off lucky. She didn't come in there full force like Dern did against Angela Hill. Whenever Mackenzie Dern was going through her divorce 2 years ago, and Angela Hill, she got pummeled. So hey, Aldana, lucky that didn't happen to her. But she probably could have got her out of there. She probably could have got her out of there if she took a different approach. But she was probably like, nah, I'm gonna just stay on my game and fight. But yeah, I think Norma Dumont, she just showed what a fighter should do, no excuses, and keep growing, and just translate that anger and frustration in the cage. That is harsh what he did. Is one of those personal things, but it just shows you like her natural ability and how focused she really is right now. It just shows you how focused she really is because she's been dealing with a lot. I guess she feels like the UFC's kind of been kind of duping her. First they want her to carry featherweight, but then they want her to move back down. Then they make her move back up. Then they tell her they're closing the division, so she got to move back down. So she kind of has a hard time finding her home. And then, she's winning these fights. And now, she feels like she's not really getting a higher level fight. Granted, she has fought a good number of fights, but bantamweight, she just really kind of started like last year, right? But I think that she is taking the right approach, to just kind of put her name out there and call names out. But I think along the way, with the people that she's taken on and how she's kind of been carrying bantamweight now by bringing her presence in there and, her style of fighting, she's definitely earned that argument to take on whoever for an interim title fight, and especially bringing this energy now, if she gets that interim title fight, I know that whoever it is, they better watch out. Because like I said, she's feeling like she's not getting the proper treatment, so she's ready to show up. And I think whoever she's fighting, they're going to face some of that pent-up rage. So if Pena ain't ready for Kayla Harrison yet, and Kayla has to fight an interim title fight, Kayla better watch out. Kayla is bigger and stronger maybe, and, might have the better ground game, but Norma's big. Norma's big, and I think Norma's a better striker and has better footwork. So just let it be that night. Just let it be that night that, hey, her husband's trying to, like, take all her money from her or something like that, or done something dirty, like burnt all the clothes or something. And then she has to come in there on the fight night. Like, he tries to sabotage her. Whoever she's fighting, they're going to feel that wrath, So, yeah, I just think that Norma Dumont, she's just showing that fighter's heart. And whoever she's fighting, they better watch out because she's coming. And now you got, who else? Rocky Pennington might not be able to survive it. She might put Rocky into retirement. Because this is what fighters do. Sometimes fighters, they will just like break down. You've seen fighters in the past make excuses, say, oh, this happened, I couldn't perform. But from the way, Norma's kind of putting it, the way she's handling it, it just sounds like some of these boxers I've seen in the past where, they dealt with family members passing, or even like, hearing about, hey, somebody cheated on them, and they were just like, all right, I'm going to go in here and do what I got to do. And it kind of makes that fight make more sense to them then, because now they have to overcome that darkness that was growing in them, that darkness somebody else tried to put in them, so they go in there, accomplish something big, not just to show that person, but to show themselves that, hey, I didn't need that person, I didn't need him at all, I got my own soul, to look after. So I think that, Norma, she's kind of showing that grit right now. And I mean, hey, that's something she got to go through, like, I don't know the whole story. I don't know the whole story behind it, but I'm just saying, like, that is kind of crazy that dealing with, somebody that's been your trainer for 14 years, or, your husband for 14 years and your longtime trainer, almost tries to sabotage you before the fight, right? So, yeah, I just think that, that was impressive for her to come back from. And her next opponent, better watch out, whoever it may be. But what do y'all think about it, guys? Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Hit the like button, subscribe. Peace.